I'm recording.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you for being our fill-in while Ashley's out gallivanting. You know where she is?
I'm a poor excuse for Ashley, by the way.
You know where she is?
Where is she at?
Kansas.
Ooh. Can you even say that word on here?
No, I hated saying it, but no, she... Shut your dirty mouth.
No.
Did you see what I did to Shane on Coffee
I
Talk?
saw you had a Jayhawk badge on.
Ooh.
I have not yet to dock you for that. Your paycheck next week will have duly noted the Jayhawk penalty.
Yeah, well, worth it.
So no, she's off doing her day job, and she'll be back next week. So, but I wanted you to come on today because you are you love the NBA.
I do.
Your Sacramento Kings are a very beleaguered bunch.
Have been since 1985 when they moved to town. Although you have to know, when you grow up in a town that's not a Major League Baseball town or Major League Sports town, and you suddenly have pro basketball and you can drive to see Larry Bird, how life-changing that really was for a young kid in Sacramento, California.
That's great. Again, a California team screws a Missouri team by stealing a team.
Yeah, well, you know how that works.
Exactly. Yeah, it happens all the time. But the NBA, some huge news with this big gambling scandal that apparently involves some current players, former players, and a very prominent coach who's also in the Hall of Fame, and Chauncey Billups.
Who was arrested today, 2 days into the league starting, which is a huge black eye for the league with all that's going on, and all for different reasons as part of this very wide-ranging FBI sting. They arrested 34 total people involved for all different reasons. Chauncey Billups, this story is really wild that he was the quote-unquote face card for mafia influences to bring in gamblers so that they could be part of rigged games where the mafia was using visionary cards where you could read, or visionary glasses where you could read marked cards. So, and there were people being signaled about what players had the best hands. It's insane what's going on with this.
Chauncey.
Why are you breaking your British accent out?
This is forever. You're not giving my tie?
No.
Chauncey.
It's a Game of Thrones thing?
No, I can't think of it. Chauncey Leo Party forever.
I've got nothing. No, I'm not picking up on it. I'm sorry.
Squints from the Sandlot?
Oh,
come on, sports
completely.
people.
Yes, that's bad on us.
Man.
Yes, we failed.
Bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to step on camera here for a second.
Even the professionals.
Sorry,
professionals don't get it right sometimes. That's so funny because I was gonna bring corn on the cobs to stick here and say that those are our microphones, and that if you didn't play along and talk into it, we were gonna have to edit this whole thing. You don't like that idea? No. I mean, look at these things. I'm coming up with some greater mics than this. Yours is going to be a corn on the cob next week.
I don't want a corn on the cob.
Yeah, you're going to have to talk into the corn on the cob.
I mean, we're the children of the corn.
Yeah.
I'm going to
if
do that.
I'm talking to this, you're going to talk into that. I don't know what yours is going to be next week. I'll think of
I'll look forward to it.
Maybe it's a hot dog, which is similar to...
You brought bologna with you.
Yeah, do you know why?
Why?
Okay, so as we're recording this, it's the day before, but today is National Bologna Day.
Oh, okay.
24th,
Are you a
yes.
bologna eater?
I do.
Okay, good. You're going to eat a piece.
I don't eat it unless it's fried.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fried bologna sandwiches.
I'll eat a piece of bologna, if you'll eat a piece of bologna.
Oh, no, never mind. That wasn't the
Oh,
the deal. I just want to watch you guys eat a piece of bologna.
No, I'm not eating it if you're not eating it.
Fine, it's Mayla's lunch tomorrow.
There you go.
Done.
Yeah, she could. Okay, Miracle
I'm going to
Whip.
go get some Malort if you're going to have bologna.
Gross. What do you eat it with?
Miracle Whip or mayo, whichever's
You have
handy.
to choose. I mean, God.
I can do both.
Okay.
I'm flexible. I'm a person that builds bridges. I'm a person who will accept all sides and all arguments.
My parents, my dad was Miracle Whip, my mom was mayonnaise. They never compromised, so we always had a jar of each in the refrigerator.
I have a jar of
growing
each
up.
in the fridge.
But Mayla, one time, she was like really young, not too young. And she's like, "What's this bologna?" I hear a lot of people talking about this.
Bologna?
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, happy National Bologna Day. This NBA thing sounds like a bunch of bologna. I mean, what do you think
There-
this guy was thinking?
There are people that believe this. There are people who, and I hate to bring politics into sports, but there are people that will point out that we just had this big blow up with Shohei Ohtani in baseball and his translator and insider trading. And there are people who will allege that, the Trump administration has been very popular in baseball circles. The NBA, not so much. One of the people who was named a co-conspirator in all of this, or who has been indicted in all of this, is Damon Jones, former LeBron James teammate. The complicated relationship between conservatives and between, you go back all the way to Laura Ingraham going, shut up and dribble to LeBron James. This is LeBron James's guy, and there are people who are pointing out, well, what better way to get back at the NBA? I don't know that I believe this or not, but then to give them a black eye 2 games into the season for political reasons. I don't know if I believe that or not, but that has been the conspiracy theory that is out there at this point.
What is
You've
that?
got to get your tinfoil and make him a hat.
I did not say that I ascribe to this
I
belief.
I would agree. I don't know
But
exactly the.
And again, it's not only that. There's also Rozier.
Yeah, Terry Rozier, for very different reasons.
Yes.
Terry Rozier has been indicted for conceivably, and there's a whole lot of this that gets really murky. He has been indicted for apparently trading insider information to a bettor with these prop bets that they do in basketball, where he pulled himself out of a game so that this bettor could achieve his prop bet, his specific prop bet. So that would be the very definition of insider trading.
Yeah.
The things with Damon Jones, which, Damon Jones was LeBron James's quote-unquote shooting coach and former teammate and friend. He was flying on God, you made me say another bad word here today. Flying on LA basketball professional franchises planes for no charge because he was LeBron's guy. And basically what he was doing was telling bettors and investors, because people in pro sports, I don't know if you know this or not, Bob, they tend to lie or not give full disclosure on injury reports.
I've never heard that
Yes,
before.
I'm sure you haven't. But he was telling people who was going to play and who wasn't going to play, and people were able to bet with information that people in the general public didn't have. Hey, player number 3 is sitting out tonight. Player number 3 in these very famously LeBron James. Other people didn't know that. So there is some quote-unquote Martha Stewart to some of this as well, in terms of alleged insider trading.
So, who do you despise more, the Lakers or the Jayhawks?
So you have to realize I hated that team to the south of Sacramento for a lot longer than I did when I saw the light and came to beautiful Columbia, Missouri, and
Fair.
became a true
Fair.
son.
Yes.
And you also have to
Hey,
realize
I love you, but you're not a true son.
I try.
You're not a true son.
I
You're
try.
not from Missouri. You got to be from Missouri to be a true
See,
son.
don't you just have to embrace?
No.
I haven't been given
You can
the
be an
special
adopted son.
dispensation
You're a
from the
son.
Pope.
You're an adopted son, but the
Okay.
true son is born and raised in Missouri, went to the flagship land-grant university of the state, and got the degree. Brad Pitt, not a true son.
Okay.
Didn't graduate.
So that's fair. I am willing
Talk
to
about
accord.
acceptance.
I just want to be part of the
Right.
family. I can be the redheaded stepchild.
You can be the illegitimate bastard.
That's
sure.
fine. I'm
Don't get
happy
wrong.
with that. And I've been
Okay.
accused of that many times in my life.
But Brittany, who would have thought that in this day where you can bet on any sporting event on your phone and you see NBA, NFL, any major sports signs of Bet Now, DraftKings, FanDuel, who would have thought that gambling, that the players would not partake in the gambling? How could that have happened?
I don't know, my baloney's sliming. I want to know, though, when this story broke, did these guys, I'm not going to list all these names because it's literally it squints to me. It's all going over my
Yes.
head. But what were their thoughts? Like, did they think to themselves, oh shit, I was caught? Or did they maybe think for a second, oh shit, I just ruined the reputation of the NBA?
So I
and
can tell
sports
you
betting?
that Terry Rozier, they don't care about the
They don't care
reputation
about the
of
NBA. They care about their bank account.
Terry Rozier had been under investigation for this very allegation for a long time and by the NBA, which cleared him a few weeks ago. Well, I don't know if you want to say cleared, but said there's not enough information to move forward. The fact that the FBI did clearly either states that the NBA didn't do its job or that the federal government thinks that it has a really good chance to stick him with this, which if you look at the video, they pretty much do. I mean, there is some clear evidence here that at least allows them to go and pursue a case.
He looked like me on the court sometimes. And I'm a god-awful basketball player.
They called him Scary Terry for a reason. Yeah.
I call a lot of people Scary Terry. Okay, but let me take it back with what ruining the NBA.
Sure.
How about ruining the sacred ship of the sport? Your youth now, can they grow up and aspire to be a professional basketball player?
Say it isn't so, Joe.
I was just going to say that's a question for shoeless Joe Jackson to answer more than us at this point.
Pete Rose.
Yes, people are always there are people in this world who are always going to take the path of least resistance when it comes to money, which is weird when you're Chauncey Billups, an NBA head coach, and you have all the money in the world, you have the life you've aspired to, and you've now probably thrown it all away. Mm-hmm. And by the way, did you see the names like Lucchese and Bonanno families? I mean, we're talking the big time mob.
I don't want to cast any dispersions on any Italian Americans or anything
Sure.
because our friend Rich Marcola is going to be on Club Muddy next month.
No, we wouldn't do that.
But there's a lot of Italians
Yeah,
on that list.
that's the mafia hit list of biggies there.
The more I was reading about this, I was like, I'm not really sure I want to discuss this at the beginning.
Smart
of
girl,
Club Muddy.
yes.
Well, I'm sure we'll get an offer we can't refuse at some point. So, but no, I just saw that, and like I said, I thought that was fascinating, and and also wanted to just really quickly touch on the fact that not only is it the busiest time for you guys also have a really special series you're starting to work on.
We did, and we actually kind of got to work on that in the last week and today and trying to promote it. And really excited about this 25 of 25, the 25 best sports moments that Matt Schuckman and I, in our dual capacity rather than separate, because we both had kind of different, viewerships and different coverage areas when I was in television. But we talked about the 25 best events that have happened in sports since 2000, and there's a wide-ranging list that we came up with originally that was 80 long. So we've had to pare it down to 25. And I think we've got a really good list. I think right out of the gate, we're going to come up with something that's really cool, incredibly small school, and yet a giant seismic achievement in sports in the area for somebody who doesn't get celebrated enough. And I'll leave that as kind of the tease, but it's a really good way to start. And I think
know what it is.
Yes, you do. I think it builds a kind of neat momentum because this is one of the most colorful figures in the history of tri-state coaches and sports.
And again, I just think it's really, the fact that, now you guys work together and, we can tap into your vast knowledge and experience because you're old. And we can get all this information and we can go back and look at these great things. Now, unfortunately, because, they wouldn't allow you to bring your video archive, we're going to have to go back and be a little more creative about it. But I just think it's really cool that, we've got enough stuff. And, Shuck couldn't bring his stuff from the former paper of record either. But again, you guys are such good storytellers. You don't need that. We'll rely on your memories. We'll rely on your expertise and your storytelling ability. And I'm really looking forward to the series. I think it's going to be great.
Appreciate that. And the beauty of this is it's fun to go back down memory lane and realize how lucky and fortunate we were to have a front row seat. I mean, when Billy Heisler hit the shot, it fell between Steve Luton and I. Yeah. I mean, and how much cooler is that? And that doesn't fit because that was obviously 1997.
Yeah.
But it's just like when you go back and think about the lucky chances you've been afforded in this business, that's a pretty cool thing to remember.
And especially, you got to remember that 2000 is the cutoff.
Right.
So it's starting then and going to this first quarter century that, I can't, believe we've got a quarter, we're 2025. It's just like, we're all getting old, except Brittany, she never ages.
Yes.
But
Thank you, Lux.
Well done, Dorian Gray over there.
Thank you, Lux. Okay, so speaking of, I guess, one bad move. So like Chauncey's whole career is thrown up, right? Possibly, okay, maybe.
I would think this is probably the end for Chauncey Billups.
This will be
persona non
something-
grata moving forward if this comes to pass the way it looks like it's going to come to pass. You can't be an NBA coach and be accused of these things, even in the past, which, by the way, when he was doing all of this was, I think 2023 was before he was a coach. Mm-hmm. But he was using his celebrity in a way to con people out of their money. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, I believe was the what I read from what they were able to steal from people with these illegal poker games.
Well, one bad move like that can change an entire career. We're getting ready to discuss with our guests about a book and the library program and how inside this book, one or two bad pages ruins the whole book. This book is in a program, and that one book could possibly ruin the whole program because, again, it's just like, one bad move, everything gets thrown away. Everything good that you ever did, everything good in this book, everything good that Chauncey did. Everything is based off of one bad move.
But in the world of Michael Jackson, one bad apple don't spoil a whole bunch, girl.
Nice.
Wow.
We'll be right back.
Coming up on Muddy River Gems, brought to you by Dot Foods, you're going to take a look at what happens to all that grain once it leaves the field during harvest season. At Ursa Farmers Co-op, you've got, 9 locations similar to this?
Yes. At one point, that grain bin you're looking at there was the largest grain bin in the world.
Wow.
That is 156 foot in diameter, a whole 2 million bushels worth of grain.
You bring the grain over from the elevator.
So if you look over here, you can see the barge belt that comes across.
Yeah.
There's 1,136 feet of belt. They can open up a gate from setting a net seat up to there, any one of them bins over there, and they can pull grain to come back in to load into this barge.
That's coming up on the next Muddy River Gem, brought to you by Dot Foods.
We're recording about your nap.
I got to function. If you want me to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here as we record this at 4:22 in an afternoon, got to have me my 12:30 to 1:15ish nap.
Yeah.
You need it.
Got to have it. Jake Reed, hi.
Hey, how
are
you
you?
doing?
I have the
Good.
exact same sport coat, by the way.
Good, yeah. I got it from the thrift store.
But
I
wait,
love that.
Wait, maybe did my wife? Oh.
I don't know.
I think that's my old sport coat. I think my wife gave it to the Salvation Army.
Maybe.
Oh.
This is great.
Oh, Ellen.
great.
I love that sport coat. Oh.
I hope it's
It be-
yours.
I hope it's not. It better still be in my closet.
I hope it is.
What the heck? All right.
Ashley was complimenting me the other day on that. You remember that jean jacket that I was
Yeah.
like sporting around? Like,
Yeah.
look at this, look at this. Salvation Army score. Like, it was so great. American Eagle. She goes, that's my coat.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? She goes, it's got the same tear. That was my coat. I donated it. I'm like, you could have donated it to me, but
Directly, yeah.
But the Salvation
yes,
Army got
I
the
know.
money, and that's
Benefited
good.
from it.
Matter of fact, when I saw you at Folk Life, and then my wife and I, when the rains came,
Yeah.
then we went and hit the Salvation Army thrift store in Hannibal. We hit the one here a lot, but we hit that in Goodwill in Hannibal and got a couple of finds. So she got some stuff for her fall y'all decorating there. So
Very good, yeah.
All right, so we're going to hit this hard and then go out easy. Like Bob was like, I want to talk about some fun stuff too, which, I mean, we all do. But the reason why I brought you here was because last night was, I think, your first board library meeting?
Yep, Tuesday night.
Tuesday night was.
So, Jake,
How was that?
It was fun. There was some fiery debate surrounding many things, but especially that particular book, This Book is Gay, by Juno Dawson.
So how did that discussion go? I mean, first of all, I mean, this is your first library board meeting. I bet like that was a little amped up because I know you got on for your strong, passionate reasons. I think it was a great move by the mayor. This situation was brought out, and I think she like evened the keel of the board by putting you on there. I know she got a lot of flack for it, but at the same time, she got a lot of praise because, again, I think it was like a mastermind move. We want to have all parties represented on our tax embodied boards, and this was one of them. And I think a lot of people were feeling a little bit misrepresented on the board. So you're there to help represent this possible
Bring balance to the
Definitely.
force.
I think so, yeah, because there's two kind of polar opposites on there. Me, to the right,
Yep.
and probably Megan Dusterhouse to the left. So we're kind of probably the most passionate on the two sides of the political spectrum. But I think it's a good thing because I think there's been a large portion of the population here in the Quincy community who have said they don't feel that they have a voice. So I can be there and be their voice and let the library board know, let the director know, hey, these are concerns from the public. Should we address them or not? And move on from there.
So last night this book was addressed. How'd that go?
It went kind of how it would go. I explained.
It's a very political, diplomatic answer.
I know.
I
God,
explained
he's already
my
good at this.
opinion of the book, obviously because of its sexual content, not because of the fact that it's gay or straight or anything like that, but because of the graphic sexual nature of it. Certainly, the book goes beyond the pale, and it shouldn't be in the hands of teenagers. And beyond that, it especially should not be on the bookmobile, where me personally, when my daughter was going to daycare, the bookmobile would stop by the daycare, so certainly shouldn't be in view of 3 or 4-year-olds.
No, especially when the book looks like this. Like 3 or 4-year-olds are going to be drawn to this colorful looking book. Any young person is going to be drawn to a young, colorful looking book. I still haven't quite figured out why this book means so much when, like I've said before, communities in the past have dealt with the same situation and replaced that book with other books. You can look at a list of like 10 that serve as both gay guides to young gay youth and testimonies to sexual assault survivals or any kind of survival testimonies. So, again, like what I was saying with the whole NBA thing, or, you know, one bad, what did you, Michael Jackson?
One bad apple don't spoil a whole bunch, girl.
Yeah, okay,
Oh.
so I read the book front to back, and I disagree, because the one bad apple thing, I mean, there's actually more than one bad apple, but the one that sticks out to me most is page 201. I've talked about it multiple times. I'm going to read it just so you get the clear view. And if this makes you uncomfortable, think about what this, how like a kid would feel that
What
gets
if it makes
this.
me uncomfortable?
I don't care at this point. Okay, so the topic is handies, perhaps the most important skill you will master as a gay or bi man in this timeless classic, the hand job. You were saying it's not a gay or it's not a gay thing, and it really truly shouldn't be. We'll go into that in a minute.
Notice I took my hands out of my lap when she starts reading this.
The good news is you can practice on yourself. The bad news is each guy has become very used to his own way of getting himself off. Learning how to find a partner's personal style can take ages, but it can be very rewarding when you do. Something they don't teach you in school is that in order to be able to come at all, you or your partner may need to finish off with a handy. A lot of people find it hard to come through other types of sex. This is fine and certainly not something you have to apologize for. A good handy is all about the wrist action. Rub the head of the cock back and forth with your hand. Try different speeds and pressures until he responds positively. A bad handy is grasping a penis and shaking it like a ketchup bottle. Finally, my misunderstanding about rubbing two peens together, wasn't far off the mark. Rubbing them together in one hand feels awesome. Mega combo handy. Trademark pending. I can just hear like the tone when this person wrote that, like when they were like, ooh, I'm going to trademark that. Again, like this book is geared according to the inside, ages 14 to 18. If a heterosexual male were to have written this book and handed that information about hand jobs to a girl under the age of 18, jailed. There's no question about it. So when we say it's not a gay thing, and I've said it over and over, you know, in my debates that it wasn't a gay thing, I think it's been slapped back in my face that no, you're wrong. It is a gay thing. We're able to put this material in people's hands with the concept that, you know, if you don't believe in that, then you're a homophobe or you're a bigot. And that's where I was trying to say, no, these are children, regardless. Under the law, under the age of 18 is a child, and you should not be giving them sexual directions like this. So, is it a gay thing? I kind of feel like it's becoming this, because it's okay if you're transgender or gay to give this material to kids. And again, if you're not on board, you're not, I'm not, we're homophobes.
Right.
That's where I kind of shut off the conversation. Because it kept coming back with, you're just a homophobe, you're just a homophobe. And it's not that. I see it as this is, I feel like I'm living in idiocracy world. Seriously, it's just mind-blowing to me that this is acceptable because of that. Any thoughts on my giant speech?
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing that I brought up. I said, you know, because of the explicit explanations, the definitions that they show in the back, especially if I went to one of my buddy's house and they had a 13-year-old daughter there, and I brought the book and I started reading these definitions off, he'd go, hey, buddy, why don't you get the heck out of my house right now, and you're not coming back
or
here.
let's go talk outside.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
throw you out.
I'm getting punched in the face, honestly. So, I mean, if a parent wants to do that, then I think the book should be in the adult section. If a parent wants to check that book out, a parent can check any book out in the library and they want to show their kids that. They have the right to do that, but to put it in the teen section where it's in front of people, and then beyond that to put it on the bookmobile where it's in front of grade school kids, it seems like a push to present this book to the younger audience. We did find out from the library board that the book was put on there. It hadn't been on there previously. It was put on there in June for Pride Month and remained on it after June, and nobody had checked it out. We actually found out that they've had the book for a decade. In the past decade, the book's only been checked out 10 times, and 5 of those times were people rechecking the book out. So honestly, the book's only been checked out by a handful of people. So why is it on the bookmobile is one of the questions, because another criteria of the bookmobile is that we can't fit every book in the library on the bookmobile. So what we want to do first and foremost is to put books that are highly circulated through the library on there. Let's put our most popular titles on there because that's what people are going to want to see and check out. So this book being a very unpopular book that hasn't been circulated, people haven't been checking it out. It was put on there because of Pride Month. It's been checked out now at this point, but a decision was made at the library board because there was discussion on what we should do about the book. There were questions on exactly what the Catholic schools, we needed more clarity on what they were saying. I made a motion. I figured it would die, but I moved that we take the book off of the bookmobile and that we do not put it back on there, and we simply put it back on the shelves in the brick and mortar library. No one seconded that motion, but Clarice Hetzler made a separate motion and moved that we temporarily take the book off of the library and store it on the shelves in the brick and mortar library.
Did that pass?
And that did pass.
Oh, okay. So it's no longer on the bookmobile.
So it's no longer a bookmobile, and it wasn't on the bookmobile as we were currently talking about it this week because someone did check it out. It seems that the talk of it on, in the news media and stuff kind of, oh, well, I've never heard of this book. Maybe someone's checking it out because they want to find out more, or well, let me check this book out to actually see what's in the book, to see what people are talking about.
How many copies of the book does the library have of this, do you know?
One.
That's it?
Yeah, just one copy.
See, I chose to buy it myself because I was actually going to go to the library to check it out to learn myself, but then I thought about it too, and I was like, I don't know what people were doing while reading that book, and do I want that in my hands? If this is a big sex book, you get what I'm saying? Maybe not, but
No, I understand.
yeah,
I
it's
got
just
you.
so yeah. Bought it on my own accord. Kind of wish I didn't because I do think this author had an agenda.
You could always burn it.
I don't. No, and that's the thing. So this
It was
agenda.
a joke. I know you wouldn't burn it.
This agenda, though, was masked behind this banned book event. So that's where, they slid this in, and it really does have like a bit of an agenda behind it if you're wanting to have this material in children's hands. And everyone's like, don't ban books, don't burn books. And I'm like, I'm not, it's nothing to do with that.
Right. It has to do with age appropriateness.
Yes, and I
Yes.
do believe that this was slid under, and other books might have been, in the mask of the book ban, saying, hey, let's make this acceptable because this wasn't before. People were trying to burn this book. Don't allow us to burn books. That's not what this book is about. It shouldn't be masked under a book ban next to The Lorax, next to Shel Silverstein, next to, what were some of the other classics that we couldn't believe like it was sitting next to?
Yeah, Mice and Men, Fahrenheit 451.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost like a slap in the face
Catching the Rye.
to those classics.
From those books, yeah, because everybody knows about those books. They're classics, and generations read them, and there's a lot of good stuff in those books, and they'll stand the test of time, whereas this book, I don't think it compares at all. It's very new. I don't think it will stand the test of time. I don't necessarily want to compare it to that, but like if you look on the best movies of all time lists, a lot of newer movies are at the top because of I think the people who are voting on them. But I'm like, let's give this movie some time.
Recency bias is
Right.
what it is. You always
Exactly.
like, oh, this is new. It's like, well, let's not. It's like talking about sports teams. Or, oh, this guy. Yeah, but this guy was pretty good back in the day. You know, it's like that kind of stuff.
So now that this book is no longer going to be on the bookmobile temporarily, what is the Quincy Public Library planning on doing in reaching out to QPS, QCS for the return of the bookmobile?
I think that's another issue that has arisen because the library really needs to go, okay, who is going to be our communications person to reach out to these schools? Is it going to be the interim director, which would probably be a good idea?
She's
but
still,
they need,
she's
right.
still interim, right?
Yeah.
You do have a communications person.
Definitely. So is it going to be the communications person, and should multiple people reach out to them? Because it seemed like the interim director hadn't talked to Dr. Gill from the Catholic schools personally and just had an email that he had sent. So there was some talk about, well, what does the Catholic schools, what do they really mean? Because it said, we would like this book removed and possibly any other books that kind of go against our faith or our Catholic teaching. So what does that mean? So there needs to be more clarity, but definitely this book, as I told him, I said, the biggest problem is this book because it certainly does go beyond the pale because we know what's in the book. Yeah. So I think they need to get better on communication and reaching out because I don't know if they realize kind of how big of a deal, because when you think about the bookmobile, first of all, they probably should have, in my opinion, kept it bookmobile, we go out and we reach out to kids. It should have been a kid-focused, kid-centered, kind of kid-only thing. Yeah. But they came up with kind of the sanitized name of the mobile library, which no one uses. Everybody calls it the bookmobile.
How many adults use it? Have you guys got like stats, metrics on this?
I think there's stats. I don't know them off the top of my head. It was my first library board meeting. But they do larger community events. They'll go to the Harrison Hills.
Yeah, there are adults.
Michelle's covered.
So adults will go on there. They'll go to the vet's home.
What would it take for them? I haven't been on this bookmobile. I know the old one. It would be like I was trying to explain this to my husband. I was like, it would be kind of hard to unshelve and reshelve books when it comes to stops. The old one was very I don't know how to say it. I mean, it was very established. It was very, I don't know the word, but God, I just remember the smells, and I feel so sad that the smells are not something that everyone can experience.
Was a bus. This is more of an RV. I think that's a good analogy to put it, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's more of like an entertainment kind of thing, too. They have the little canopy that can come down. There's a TV on there, so you can, play some movies or something.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how hard it would be to just put the curtains on the adult section when you bring it to school.
Right, just something like putting curtains on, I think, would be...
It's for the kids. Just make it, like you said, just make it for kids.
That's what I think they should do.
Adults can go to the library for the most part.
Some adults are immobile, and that's why I was asking...
They have an outreach program, so you can sign up and have an outreach program and pick books, and they'll deliver the books to you.
Really?
Actually.
Well, that's
good
to know.
I don't know if there's an age limit or anything like that, but they do offer that service, so I think that's kind of... would replace, this.
Another good book to replace this, like I said before, that doesn't give the whole how-tos, but it still serves as a good gay youth guide and testimonials to sexual survival experiences would be, it's called Not All Boys Wear Blue, or Not All Boys Are Blue. I can't think of the author right now, but that was a great example. Over and over and over again in many communities. Like I've said, we aren't the first community to, be approached with this situation. And we're not going to be the last. But I do think we are a pretty conservative-leaning community, especially with all of our Catholic churches on every single corner. I don't necessarily agree with, making the library where it makes it so that, all the books have to be pulled that don't follow Catholic teaching, because I don't even think Catholics follow Catholic teaching. I think that we're focusing on this book because we've researched it, the graphic nature behind it, the age appropriateness question. We've looked at this book. Do we need to find you know, comb tooth other books, I mean, maybe if our library board isn't doing it, I'm not our board, but the people and
The
staff on
staff,
it.
again, you know, a board shouldn't micromanage to that extent, but when you have something like this that has happened in the community, that's when the board's got to step in. You would hope that your professionals who you pay to do their jobs, but sometimes they don't, and sometimes boards have to step in.
Well, I'm glad that you're stepping in. I'm hoping that we have a couple more conservative-leaning members on the board and that you're not just thrown into the wolves' den. But I know that at the same time, you can handle being thrown in the wolves' den. So
Definitely, yeah, and I think there's some allies on the board just from my first experience. And yeah, it did seem that the mobile librarians did kind of want this book on there. We had talked about moving it off of the bookmobile and putting it into the brick and mortar library, and they had brought up the fact, and I don't agree with them at all, that this could break, you know, this library act. I don't know if it was a state act or a federal act, but this could be considered censorship and that we could be sued for this. And I think that when I look at it, I think it's an umbrella, like there's the library, and then the mobile library is just another part of it. So I don't think taking it off the bookmobile would break that at all, but they were bringing that up and kind of bringing everything and anything.
Well, your board president is a library, and you've also got other board members, a former judge, so I think they would be ones who might be able to, explore that and see if that is indeed the case. I'm just saying.
okay, so let's lighten it up a little bit. Like I said, we are living in idiocracy. Nice T-shirt, Bob.
Did you recognize the T-shirt?
I didn't look at it, but
now you do?
It. I see it. It's awesome.
Is that one of your favorite movies?
It's a good movie.
Do you feel like we're living in it?
It seems like we're getting there, you know.
The movie's Idiocracy, by the way, which Brittany mentioned earlier, and this is President Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho.
AKA Terry Crews.
Terry Crews plays it, and he's hilarious in it. And, you know, I look at it as I think we've got 20%, I think we've got 40% of our people, with 20% being left-leaning and 20% being right-leaning, who truly are idiots, who are truly in that they will believe anything. They are the useful idiots. They are the sheep. Then I think you've got another 20% on each left, right-leaning who are both, they're smart. They're not culture warriors, they're whatever, but they are opportunistic and they know how to use the useful idiot. So there's your 40-40. And then I think you've got 20% in the dead middle who just like, God, can't we all get along, and can't we not just fight all the time, and does every issue have to be a zero-sum gain? So I really think that we are more divided now than we have ever been before. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think so. I think with you can see the cultural impact, and I think it all started with the release of the iPhone in 2007. At that time, not very many people were on social media, but it just grew and grew and grew. Now we have these powerful computers right in our pocket, and everyone's latching onto that. So I think we've never been more connected with the world and never been more apart in our own communities than we've ever been. And it's just it's a sad state of affairs, you know. We don't have those big cultural markers anymore necessarily, where there's a movie where everyone goes and sees it, or if you haven't seen it, you know everything about it, you know, like the Titanic. You know, everyone saw the Titanic. Everyone has seen the Titanic, and if you haven't, you know about Jack and Rose. You can quote it even. So we don't have those big cultural markers anymore, and just with the prevalence of the internet, everybody's on their own little streaming platforms, watching their own little show. We don't really have a place where we can go to. We have a few left, like I think, you know, the Super Bowl and a few spaces in sports, but other than that,
Well, even the Super Bowl is divided this year, Jake, so you just gave the wrong
I know. Bad Bunny. What's
Bunny.
wrong with Bad Bunny?
I would have preferred Dirty Doggy myself.
I don't care who performs a halftime show. I want to get, because the halftime, I'm going to go to the bathroom, I'm going to reload my drink, I'm going to reload my plate.
That is what I'm there for, is the halftime
I want to watch
show.
the game, and I got all my prop bets and all the other stuff going, and I want to watch the game and enjoy the game. I could give two shits about the halftime. Now, that being said, who was the pregnant chick a couple years ago who performed? Yeah, she was fantastic. I couldn't remember. She was great.
Chick.
She was pregnant. I just remember she was pregnant, but she killed it.
Yeah,
she was awesome.
She did an incredible performance. Super pregnant, like you
were. So
yeah, it was memorable. I honestly think most of them have been memorable. I'm looking forward to Bad Bunny, honestly. I don't know anything that he is saying, but I move and I groove and I can get up and enjoy the music.
We
That's
we
the
need
thing.
more people flying jetpacks into the
Yes, like they did in Super Bowl II. That'd be awesome.
Wait, for real?
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl II.
2, they had a jetpack. Psh, yeah.
Was it Randy?
It was not Randy. It was, no. But it was, yeah, back in 1968, they had a
Oh, my
jetpack in the Super Bowl. Because, of course, that was the space age, and it was they had the dude with the jetpack, and it was awesome. So, what is the best movie you've seen so far in a theater this year?
This year I haven't gone. Well, I'll tell you.
Or that
it
you've
was
got to-
Jaws.
Oh, you went to see when Jaws,
It was
they
a
brought
50th
Jaws out again,
anniversary,
yeah.
So I was like, well, this is cool. So I brought my nephew because he loves the movie, and we went to see it in 3D because I had heard the 3D is actually pretty good. So it was very interesting to watch Jaws, a movie I've seen 100 times in 3D, and he loved it, I loved it, and
Jaws is amazing. Okay, well, if not going to the theater, anything you might have streamed that came out this year? I mean, F1 people have talked about. Have you seen F1 yet?
He's a busy man.
The new DiCaprio movie. You haven't seen it yet?
no.
My son says it's amazing.
I'll
my
probably
son,
watch
But my
it.
son is a huge DiCaprio.
Don't
fan.
Probably
you
watch
like
it when it
4
comes out.
hours?
Yeah, it's a lot. The new
Yeah.
DiCaprio movie is a lot, from what I understand. Any of the superhero movies?
I quit watching the superhero movies. There's
Why?
just too many of them. I did see the most recent, Deadpool movie,
Yeah,
Deadpool
yeah.
Wolverine, and it was quite funny. So I
It
enjoyed
was
that.
funny. It wasn't
Yeah.
great, but it was funny.
But it was
yeah.
funny.
God, it was amazing.
It was funny. It was funny. It was good. It was funny. I wouldn't put it amazing's a bit much.
It was amazing. You mentioned Titanic. The ultimate question, could Jack fit on the raft?
Oh, we know he could. And Titanic, I don't even like it that much.
Was it a raft or
Is
was
what-
it a door?
What a horror! That's
Piece of
really,
wood.
if you think about it, Rose is the biggest movie villain.
Oh my God!
What a horrible movie. She's with this guy. All right, maybe he's a jerk. I don't know. I didn't really see his side of the story. But
He was slapping her, Jake.
All right, man.
End of
That was a little
story.
far. But
Well, she posed nude for him, so
but
she's a
then
hooer.
she's running around naked for some slummy guy who slipped his way onto the boat. And then she's sleeping with him in some
they were in
guy's fancy car.
love.
That is not love.
It was lust.
That was lust. She was like, I'm so mad at this
It
guy. I'm gonna
obviously
get
was
him back.
lust if you just
She was
let
mad
him
at Billy Zane,
go.
right?
Yeah.
Wasn't Billy Zane the guy
And
she was
yeah,
supposed
and then
to
she
be with,
kept
and then she dumped
his
Billy Zane?
necklace.
Yeah.
And just held on to it forever.
Did you
You
know
could
that-
have sold that thing. You could have put it into a retirement account
Yeah.
for the rest of your family, for the
Taking
rest of their
care of
lives.
them.
Could have been set up. You could have given it to charity.
She is a villain.
I know,
Do you know
exactly.
that? So Kate Winslet. That was so obviously one of her biggest movies,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of her most asked interview questions. And somebody asked, "How does that make you feel?" And she's just like,
She's
She's
sick of
over it.
Yeah, she's like, that was
She's over it.
97. Come on.
still to this day.
So what kind of movie would you like to see made today that would get you to, I'm going to go to the theater and see that? Who would have to be in it? Who would be directing it? What would you want to see?
I mean, DiCaprio is a wonderful actor. I think it depends on who's making the movie. I am interested in that new DiCaprio movie, the Paul Thomas Anderson film. I'd like to check it out. I'll probably watch it when it comes out, but it really has to be like if Tarantino makes a movie or if Scorsese makes a movie or if Christopher Nolan makes a movie, then I'll be at the theater and
I think
I'll
Paul
watch
Thomas
it a
Anderson
couple
knows
times.
in that class too. I think those guys
I think so,
make
yeah.
movies.
If he makes a movie, I go,
Yeah.
okay, I'm interested, just
But
because I heard his name.
I'm such a total, as you can see by my toys up here, I'm a superhero honk. So I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
Superman. I thought it was great. I'm going to go watch it. Fantastic Four was fine. They just still can't. I don't know why they can't make a Fantastic Four movie. Randy, what was your thoughts on Fantastic
Are you
Four?
gonna hit me in the face?
I was pretty happy with it. At least they got Galactus right this
They
time.
did get, he was not a cloud,
He
yes.
was not a big freaking cloud just
Yes.
puffing in on people.
Did you like Silver Surfer being a babe?
Didn't have any problem with that
Didn't
at
care? Good, you're a good man. I didn't care either, especially because it was the girl from Ozark,
Okay.
the villain, Ruth.
Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
she was Silver Surfer.
I don't really know who Silver Surfer is. Is she blue?
She's silver.
all. She's silver. And Norin Rad.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Listen,
You know
all
Norin Rad.
this is above my head.
Silver
including
Surfer, very difficult NES game.
Really?
Yeah.
NES.
You're a gamer?
The Nintendo Entertainment
You're a
System.
gamer?
I don't ever play games, but I've watched a lot of gaming content on YouTube.
You used to play though, right? Back in
Oh,
the day,
yeah. Yeah, when I was a
pre-kids and
kid.
pre-married and all
Yeah,
that.
when I was a kid, I didn't even know really what video games were,
So now you
and
just
my
watch them on your
mom
phone.
buys me a Super Nintendo for my birthday, and then
What year was it? How old were you then for this?
probably 5 or 6.
Oh, wow. Okay,
7.
okay.
Mid 90s, and I thought, well, that looks cool. By golly, Super Mario World. Seems I'm pretty interested in that, and I was watching my aunt and my mom play, and I said, hey, am I going to get a chance? Yeah, when me and your aunt are done.
That's awesome.
Didn't get to play it.
I was always into Madden, the sports games, of course, and then when my oldest son started beating me in Madden, that's when I stopped playing.
There you go, I'm done.
Alex just killed me. He's like, okay, this is no fun. And then our youngest, Scott, he's just a huge gamer nerd and plays all the time and loves it, and he would like to go professional in doing something. It's great. I said, yeah, get a job so we can pay your student loans. And then you can do game on the side. Am I going to hit you?
Yeah,
Am I going to
it's
hit
just like
you?
the closest
Your nose
we've
wasn't
ever
so big.
been.
I wouldn't.
Why
know.
are you in here, Brittany?
I don't even know. Nobody asked me about my favorite movie.
I
or
gave
what
you
I
free
watched.
reign.
your favorite
You get
movie,
free reign on the
Brittany?
gay book the first part of this interview. Come on.
I had to cover the hard stuff.
Oh, that'd be mean.
Do you watch movies?
Honestly.
You can lift, bro.
Wow.
Not really. But I am for my birthday. On my birthday is the opening date of Wicked.
Oh, there you go.
I became a Wicked nerd after the first one. Is anybody in your family's Wicked?
Oh, kids love my kids. We like Wicked. We saw Wicked at the Fox. We love Wicked.
I'm really looking forward to that, and I think I'm gonna go see it in Hannibal, the B&B theaters. They serve drinks, which I like. But you were talking about the 3D movies. They have like 4D there, where
Oh, yeah.
I think
where,
like stuff moves or something on your seat, or
where
I don't
they, like,
know.
puff a toot at your face.
I
if,
really
like,
don't want 'em to
it's
puff
a
a
raunchy
toot in my
movie or
face,
something.
Jake.
You're like,
That sounds gross.
yeah, there's like water
Misty.
vapor. Yeah.
So, but you're a big streamer though. You watch all the series. You're the one that's telling me, hey, you got to watch this. Hey, you got to watch that. And I'm
Yep.
like, okay, it's football season. I don't have time to watch streaming stuff.
Peacemaker is the
I
one that-
still have not watched Peacemaker yet,
I think
and I do
you would
need to
love
watch.
Peacemaker too.
The first season was incredible. I just have not had time to watch the
I
second
don't want to
season.
spoil it for you,
because
but the
football's
latest
going on.
episode, my face was just like, I can't.
I love John Cena though. I really do. Were you a wrestling guy too?
I did watch wrestling back in the day when I was a kid because my dad would watch it. It'd be on TV. I was a fan of Val Venus.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Hello,
who's that?
ladies. He does the
He, like, wear a
dance.
towel.
Oh yeah,
I
the
don't know.
towel. Oh, loved Val Venus.
Talk about inappropriate for children.
It was, yeah.
He was
The whole
inappropriate.
entirety
Oh,
of
Val
when I
Venus
was
was fantastic.
watching wrestling was
I
inappropriate for
agree.
children.
Oh, it was the
Yep.
the whole.
It ruined me.
Yeah, they'd have like a pimp guy, and they'd have the hoe train come out.
Yep.
You're like, all right, I don't know
Oh
what. a
yeah,
hoe
because
is,
Eric
but-
Bischoff was he would talk about because they were gonna it's time for HLA hot lesbian action and have the two girls have like Trish Stratus and Tori Wilson
Yeah.
come out
That
and
would
like
be-
oh my god.
That would be beyond inappropriate.
The Attitude Era, they called it the WWE
Yeah, there was
Attitude
a-
Era. There was
and
a
there'd
Triple
always
H,
be-
The Rock, Austin, all those guys came up.
And there'd be like Sable, and she'd be like, Sable's in Playboy now. And then like the announcer would be like, oh my gosh, look at her in here. And
Oh,
everybody- What is
Jerry
that?
Lawler, oh my God. He leered over everybody. He'd go, Trish Stratus would come out and
I
go,
know,
ooh,
it
look at the puppies, ooh. I was like, good God.
It was, I
was
shouldn't
the
have been
great-
watching it.
No.
No.
But the 90s were like the greatest era ever. I think it was honestly
The wrestling, it was.
not just wrestling. I'm
Yeah,
talking
for
about
wrestling.
the 90s in general for politics, for
Yeah, you're right
our
there.
economy.
She's right. Got
For
Bill
our
right up
economy.
there.
Is there a better time than the
And the
90s?
Maulers.
The Maulers. Was that
yeah.
was that the Maulers'
Oh, that was
greatest?
the heyday, yeah.
Those, the 90s were the heyday?
I mean, we're never getting those back. I literally think about that almost every day when I get out of the shower.
I think
Like,
the
it's
80s were
never-
better for music and movies, though.
No.
The 80s were awesome.
You're
Oh,
so weird.
no,
I think
80s.
most people would agree with me on the 90s.
Yeah, there's different moves and movies, you know, because like the classic era in the late 30s and then to the 40s, that's classic Hollywood.
The 80s might have
best.
been more peaceful, I think, but I think we were still
Have you seen
economically...
Commando?
Yeah, we had Rambo, Commando, the Rocky
so
movies.
economically booming in the 90s.
We were booming in the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s was the big boom.
Oh, yeah. Come on, we had Reagan and yeah.
Okay.
80s and 90s were both really good. And of course, like I said, I mean, I graduated
90s
from
was so
high
much
school in the
cooler.
80s, then went in the 90s, and were you 10?
In the 90s?
Yeah.
I was like nothing in the 80s, so yeah, the 90s
You would have been
were
10 in
pretty
the 90s,
cool.
yeah. Because your 20th reunion's coming up.
Yeah,
My
thanks.
40th's coming up Saturday.
Okay, there we
Shout
go.
out to the gang at Mark Twain High. We're going to be at the Junction in Perry Saturday night
There we go.
for the
Uh-oh.
reunion.
Watch out.
We're going to watch Mizzou football.
Stay off the roads.
Oh, see, 10 years ago, I imbibed a little too much.
Yeah.
So Ellen has already said,
She's put the smack it down.
oh, she laid the smack down on my
gonna have
candy
to, yeah.
ass. So, yeah, so we're going to watch the Mizzou game in the afternoon and then enjoy the reunion, and I'm going to behave. And then, because we have to go to Springfield and see my son Scott, he's going to come down from Bloomington. We're going to meet in Springfield so we can, do mom and dad and kid stuff and all that. And I'm sure we got to go to Target and buy him stuff or whatever. So, and then come back. So I have to be able to function on Sunday. So no,
Right.
I am going to be on my best behavior. I say that now, but then after the boys of '85, we start doing shots. Then I can't promise anything.
Man, that's before I
Randy,
was
best
born,
behavior.
I think.
'85 was before you were born.
Yep. Man.
You were born '86, right?
Yep. You are old. That's all.
You're gonna have your 20th reunion.
Well, thanks, yeah, for making me feel old. But it doesn't make me feel old. I feel, yeah, spry.
You are spry.
And yeah, I'm going to probably continue to be passionate about things, even if people tell me that I should not be passionate about things because I work at Muddy River News. But
Have I ever throttled you? Have I ever said shut the up? Have I
No.
ever told you
Cut me
not
off,
to
though.
speak your whatever?
make it so that I can't.
Whatever. So,
But and I hope you do the same, Jake. I really do. I know we don't see eye to eye on a lot of matters, but we see eye to eye on this. I think they got the best person in there for the job, and I'm really, really hoping that those bookmobile smells can be in every child's life in an age-appropriate situation.
and not smell like the Chelsea.
What?
You never want to smell like the Chelsea.
So we've heard. So, Jake Reed, thank you very much for coming by. It's always good to have you on, man.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next time.